Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always excited to jump into a new topic.
Well, today we're going to tackle something that's been making headlines all over the place. AI.
AI. Sounds like a pretty broad topic. Where do we even begin?
You're not wrong. AI is pretty much everywhere these days. So we've gathered some fascinating sources that touch on how it's impacting things globally.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What kind of sources are we talking about here?
We've got some reports on how China is pushing for AI dominance. Then we'll shift gears to Wall Street and how the financial world is using AI.
Interesting. I wouldn't have guessed Wall Street would be so quick to adopt AI.
Oh, it's happening. And then we'll wrap up with a debate that's really heating up, AI and copyright laws, particularly how they impact creative industries.
Ah, that's the one with all the artists up in arms, right? I've seen some strong opinions about that.
Yeah, it's a tricky issue for sure. We'll
Right.
try to break it down and look at both sides of the argument.
Sounds like a plan. Let's dive in.
Okay, so first up, China. They're making some seriously ambitious moves in the world of AI. I mean, they're basically going all in.
Yeah, they've stated pretty clearly that they want to be a world leader in AI by 2030. And they're putting their money where their mouth is, massive investments, research initiatives, the whole nine yards.
It's not just about catching up with the West, though, is it?
No, not at all. They're really focused on what they call future industries. Think biomanufacturing, quantum computing, embodied AI, even 6G technology.
6G, whoa, slow down. We haven't even figured out 5G yet.
I know, right? But that just shows you how far ahead they're thinking. They see AI as absolutely essential for dominating these fields.
I guess they're playing the long game here. But what does that actually mean for, well, the rest of us?
Well, their goal is to become self-reliant, to not need other countries for these crucial technologies, which could have huge implications globally.
So it's not just about some fancy new gadgets, it's about global power dynamics, right?
Exactly. If China succeeds, it could really shift the balance of power with them at the forefront of innovation, which is a bit of a wake-up call for everyone else.
No kidding. It'll be interesting to see how this all unfolds. Okay, well, let's switch gears now and talk about something a little closer to home. Wall Street. Who would have thought that even finance is embracing AI?
Yeah, you might be surprised to learn how much AI is already being used by the big players on Wall Street. We're talking Goldman Sachs, JPMorgan, Morgan Stanley, Citibank, Deutsche Bank. They're all in.
So it's not just about algorithms doing high-frequency trading anymore.
No, it's going way beyond that. They're using AI to analyze investments, assess risk, even write those super long and boring IPO filings.
Okay, now that sounds useful, streamlining some of those processes. Can you give us a specific example of how this is playing out?
Sure. Imagine you're an investment banker working on an IPO. Traditionally, you'd have a team of analysts spending hours and hours poring over financial data, writing presentations, making sure all the paperwork is in order. It's incredibly tedious. But now, AI can do a lot of that heavy lifting.
That sounds like a dream come true for those analysts. Less grunt work, more time for the interesting stuff.
Exactly. It frees them up to focus on more strategic tasks like identifying emerging markets, building relationships with clients, things that AI can't really do yet.
Well, it's not necessarily about AI replacing jobs. It's about making those jobs more efficient and maybe a little more human, even.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. AI is augmenting human capabilities on Wall Street, allowing those professionals to work smarter, not harder.
All right, so we've gone from global power dynamics to making investment bankers' lives easier. Now, for our last topic today, let's get into something a bit more controversial. AI and copyright laws.
Yeah, this one's a real hot potato, and it boils down to this. Should AI be allowed to learn from copyrighted material, things like books, music, art, in order to create new stuff?
And I guess the main issue is, does that undermine human creativity?
Exactly. On the one hand, you have the AI folks who say, look, if we let AI learn from all this amazing human work, imagine what it could come up with. Symphonies, paintings, novels. The possibilities are endless.
Right, but then you have the artists, the writers, the musicians who are saying, hold on a second, what about our livelihoods? What about originality?
Precisely. They're worried that AI will just become a copycat, turning out stuff that's basically just a mashup of existing work, and that would devalue human creativity.
Yeah, and we even saw this strong reaction from Sir Cameron McIntosh, the theater legend. He called the proposed copyright reforms idiotic and undemocratic.
Yeah, that pretty much sums up how passionate people are about this. And it really forces us to confront some big questions. What does originality even mean in the age of AI? How do we balance the potential benefits of AI with the rights of human creators?
It's a real dilemma, isn't it? I mean, there are no easy answers here. What do you think, listener? Where do you stand in this debate?
It's definitely something we all need to think about. I mean, today we've seen how AI is blurring boundaries between nations, shaking up industries, and even challenging our understanding of creativity itself.
We've covered a lot of ground, from China's AI ambitions to Wall Street's adoption of AI and this thorny debate about copyright laws. But here's a final thought to leave you with. If AI can learn and create from our collective human experience, what does that mean for the future of our culture, our values, even our sense of self? Something to ponder, right?
Definitely. And it's a conversation we need to keep having.
Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.